Jen from Just Jen, living my 360-degree life. I am so glad that you guys are here today with me. I have a fabulous guest, another author. You know, I'm an author, so I attract authors like minds think alike. And I wanted to tell you a little bit more about my podcast, Just Jen, living my 360-degree life. I've had people that tell me, so what's your focus? What do you focus on? So all of these things are important things to me. Chai, think about some tea. We're spilling the tea over here. So chai, the C stands for community and community family. H is health and wellness. And then the A is for author, author life / entrepreneurship, because I have a business now. So author / entrepreneurship. And then let's see, CHA. And then the I is for identity. And so that could be your identity in yourself, in Christ, whatever, just self-awareness, just your identity as to who you are and whose you are. So I wanted to tell you guys that please like, share, like. My podcast, Just Jen Live, because y'all know I'm live. You can find me on Facebook, Just Jen Live. And if you want to know more about my books and things like that, it's Just Jen. But Just Jen Live for the podcast, Just Jen Live for Instagram. And guess what? Just Jen Live for Twitter. And please see my YouTube channel. Just type in Just Jen living my 360-degree life, and there I am. Okay. So anyway, I have a fabulous guest for you today. I'm so excited to tell you about her. Her name, I have to put my glasses on because I have to read a little bit. Her name is Sherrel Campbell, and she is an author, and she is from Arizona, originally from Jamaica. So Sherrel is a fun-loving individual who hails from the beautiful island of Jamaica, where everything is Irie Man. Sherrel has been blessed with two beautiful children, Tatiana, her favorite daughter, and Tyler, her favorite son. Growing up, Sherrel was an avid reader and wrote her first book at 12 years old called The Secret Under the Bed. And that's exactly where it stayed. Sherrel believes that children relate more to characters in books and was therefore inspired to create the Murphy Bear, the star of her books. Murphy wears a mask and Murphy keeps his distance. As a vegan, Sherrel enjoys cooking and creating her own recipes. Sherrel knows the importance of eating vegetables and how reluctant children can be to consume them. She came up with the idea of writing funny books with the hopes of encouraging children to eat their veggies when one evening she walked into her kitchen, opened her fridge, took out a head of broccoli to make dinner, and thought to herself, I wonder what was broccoli's journey like to get here. Please like and share on her social media, and I'll have that in the description box for you guys. Okay, I know y'all are excited. Let's bring her in. Just give me a second, y'all. Okay, here we go. And here is Sherrel Campbell. Sherrel.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I am just wonderful. I was telling everyone about you and how you created your own book at 12, The Secret Under the Bed, and it was still under there, and I just love
it. Yeah, that's what I did. I used to love reading a lot. And I would stay up all night and finish my books. And I started with Nancy Drew and Are the Boys and Bob's the Twins. Then I went on to Sidney Sheldon. And then I wrote The Secret Under the Bed. And that's where it stayed, under the bed. But I can remember the story. And that's where my book stayed. So I've been writing
about that story. I'm just curious. What was it about?
It was a mystery story, and the children on the bed, and they keep hearing creaking noise at night, and they were trying to figure out what was the mystery under the bed. So it was just trying to figure it out. They will look, they can't see anything, they don't hear any sounds. And in the day, they will look, there's no sound, it only happens at night. But I won't tell you the ending because I might just rewrite it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good book. I'd like to hear that myself. So, Sherrel, I have a few little questions for you. Okay, first of all, can you tell us all how you decided to become a published author? I know you said that you were writing since you were like 12. When you were a young girl, and that you published, you had your own little book under the bed and all. But when did you decide to be, just really to make it a thing and to become a published author?
Yeah, I'm just going to correct one thing right there. I'm still a young girl.
Oh, yes, you are.
I am still a young girl.
You sure are, girl. Looking good. Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So I was traveling. I'd quit my job to travel in 2019. I quit and I just wanted to travel the world freely. And I was traveling from, I forgot what country I was traveling from, one to the other. It was about a 3-hour train ride. And while on the train, some poems just keep rolling through my head, some travel poems. Got out my phone and I went to notes and I started recording those poems. And I wrote about 6 travel poems right there on the train. And I'm like, wow. And then I realized every time I'm traveling on a train or flying, and then I started writing. And unfortunately, I had to come back home because of COVID in March of 2020.
Yes.
And when I came back home, then the mask wearing started. And I'm like, wow, this must be very hard for children because they're not used to this. And then to put on a mask, like it's hard for them. And I know that children relate more to books and characters than they do to their parents or an adult. So the idea came to me about Murphy. Murphy wears a mask. And as a matter of fact, the name wasn't Murphy at first. At first it was Pali, my grandfather. But that didn't ring a bell. That doesn't resonate with children.
Right.
And then I came up with Panchita. And I'm like, Panchita sounds very Mexican. And I didn't want, when I'm writing my books, I want to write it for everyone, not just one set of people.
Right.
So I said, I want a generalized name. And I came up with Clement.
Okay.
Clement, that still doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
And I remember I was watching the news one night on CNN, and they said Governor Phil Murphy. And I mean, yes, Murphy. And that's how I came up with the name Murphy. And then I just wrote the book, Murphy Wears a Mask. And then I decided to design a teddy bear and a mask that goes with it. And then after that came Murphy Keeps His Distance. And they were actually illustrated by a 16-year-old girl.
Really? I would never have guessed that. The illustrations are really good. I've read your book. So yes.
Wow. She's very talented and she illustrated both. And then I went on to write the ABCs of Staying Healthy with Murphy. And I also have Murphy and Daisy's Backyard Sleepover.
Okay.
That's Daisy is Murphy's best friend. Those are written but not illustrated because the illustrator, she didn't want to do it anymore. She said, I'm 16, I have to do band, I have to work, I have to do cheerleading. It was just too much for getting overwhelming for her. So I'm like, you know what? I want you to focus in school. So it's okay. You can relax and focus in school. So those books aren't illustrated yet because I'm trying to find someone who can copy Murphy. Since he's
Right.
already established, I want him to look the same.
And you know what? I ran into a similar situation.
Mhm.
My illustrator for my first 3 books, it just wasn't working out anymore. So I had to get someone else.
Mhm.
And so I asked him, a lot of those illustrators, they don't want to copy anyone else's work. So he just redid it, but it was close enough that you could tell it's in the same series. So if you could find some, I'll give you my illustrator's information. I think he's really good. And actually, the pictures are even better than they were before.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I've had like more than like 2 or 3 people to say, I like this book even better, the way it just everything, the way it's formatted, the way it go. I mean, it's just better
Yeah.
than what you had before. So
Where is he from?
India.
Oh,
His name
okay,
is
cool.
Gaurav Bhatnagar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
I stopped the Murphy's series. It's on pause for now. And then I'm a vegan. So as
Hmm.
a vegan, I know also again that most children have a problem eating their vegetables. It's
Hmm.
hard to encourage them to eat it. So one day I took out a package of broccoli from my fridge. And just, I said to myself, wow, I wonder what was broccoli's journey to get to my house. Like, I wonder. And just like that, I got out my phone and I just started writing the story. Like in 5 minutes, I put the broccoli story down and I left it
Okay.
there. And then I didn't have a name for it.
Hmm.
And then a couple of days after, I remembered, and then I went back on my computer now and I fixed it. And I'm like, the day broccoli left the farm. So
I like
that,
that.
and I
So,
found, huh?
so
I'm
how
sorry.
many, so how many edits have you done with it since you first wrote it?
Um, Usually I rough write on my phone first because my phone is always with me. So
Mhm.
that's where I always start all of my books. Sometimes I'm laying in my bed, I get an idea in my head, put it on my phone, and then I'll go back and then I'll just keep going over it, editing it myself. And
Mhm.
then once I'm satisfied, I'll send it to my editor.
Okay.
Then she does the job. And then, so for broccoli, someone referred me to an illustrator. She's in Indonesia. When I
Okay.
reached out to her, she said it would take me about 6 months before I can start your project because I'm really busy. But my
Wow.
sister is not busy. She can do it for you. She draws very well. You would be her first customer. So I'm like, okay, I'll give her a try. So I asked her to send me a sample of her work. She did. And then I loved it. So
Oh,
she
did
did
you?
my broccoli
Okay.
book, and I'm very satisfied. That's published. And I also did a coloring book. And I just finished writing Celebrate with Celery.
Oh.
So I sent it to my editor, and
Mhm.
I also have Give Peas a Chance. That's also finished and not illustrated as yet.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
So
Okay.
all these veggie books are to encourage children to eat their vegetables. Like the vegetables going on an adventure, and
Mhm.
their aim is to make children like them. And at the end of each book, I
Uh-huh.
have 2 recipes that all the characters in the books are used in those recipes that children can make with their parents.
Yeah, I know that with my daughter, she loved, but that's what we ate. I
Mhm.
gave her lots of fruits and vegetables when she was little.
Mhm.
So, we didn't have that problem with her not wanting to eat vegetables, and she liked broccoli.
Oh, okay, good.
So, yeah, that was good. Okay, so actually, you've answered number 2 because I was going to ask you about your children's book series.
Mhm.
Um, and you've already told me about the next question that I had for you, which was to tell me about the secret under the bed. You've already told me that. Okay, but you haven't told me this. Of all your books, which one is your favorite and why?
Ooh, I like all my books, but I like the Veggie series the best because they're
Oh,
really funny. It makes you laugh when you're reading them. So I really like my Veggie series, but the broccoli left the farm. And when he was leaving the farm, he bumped into Carrot, who was hiding underground. And he pulled and tried to pull him out. Carrot was screaming, help me. Because Carrot said, like, some kids don't like me. When
oh,
Broccoli said, I'm on my way to make kids like me, Carrot said, can I join you? Because some kids don't like me. And Broccoli was pulling
oh.
Carrot to get out of the dirt because Carrot go underground. So that shows teamwork. And then they
Yeah.
bumped into Garlic, who was lifting weights. So Garlic wanted to show off his biceps. They bump into Onion, who was doing yoga.
I
And
love
then
it.
they they wave goodbye to their friends. They run through the meadow chasing butterflies. They met a cow and they wanted some milk from the cow. So the cow gave them some milk. They met a mouse. The
Mhm,
mouse gave them some cheese. And when it was time to cross a river, they couldn't figure out how to cross the river. And
mhm.
then Carrot said, you can use me as a bridge because Carrot is long.
Yeah.
So Carrot laid himself across the river. The vegetables walk across the river on Carrot. And then Carrot, with his acrobatic self, flicked himself over to the other side. And then they, while running to get, trying to find a house to get to, they
Mhm.
passed a old man, an old man on the road. They hid from him. And then they got to a house and they had to try to escape the dog without being caught by the dog. So, and then, and throughout the book too, it's very interactive. You have to find the rabbit. There's a rabbit hidden on each page
Oh,
trying to get the vegetables.
yeah. I
Yeah.
like that. That
So
is really cute.
when they got to the house, they rushed to the kitchen sink, and in
Mhm.
no time, a delicious broccoli cheese soup was made. And
Oh.
when the children came down to eat, like the
Mhm,
vegetables hoped the soup would be a winner, but the
mhm.
kids was like, no soup for me. This is yucky. I'm not eating this. And then their mom said, don't make a face, just give it a taste. And
Oh, I
they
like
tasted the
that.
soup and they loved it. And
I love
so,
that.
so
So
in
your
the
whole series, so the name of the series is the Veggie series. Is that what
veggie up.
Veggie Up?
Yes.
Veggie Up. Okay.
VEGGIEUP, veggie up.
Veggie Up.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yep.
like that.
And
And so
then
your favorite book in the series though is
broccoli is the one that's published already. I'm working on, well, I wrote Celery already, Celebrate with Celery. Celery hopped off he was on a truck. They were going to the market with a farmer
Mhm,
on a truck back with other veggies.
mhm.
Celery was just too loud, and the other veggies telling him, you're too loud and kids don't like you. So Celery was like, okay, I'm gonna make kids like me. He jumped out of the truck, dashed across the road, climbed over a wall. And when he got to the other, when he fell down on the other side, there was a mole. So he frightened the mole, and the mole asked him, where are you going? He says, I'm going to make kids like me. So Mole said, stay for lunch. And then what Mole did, Mole just stick a stick into an anthill. And Celery was like, what are you doing, Mole? Oh, I'm trying to get the ants for dinner. Celery was like, no ants for me, and just run away. And then Celery came to a party in a park. And she fell in a bucket of ice cold water. So I tried to make sure there's water to wash the vegetables before they get to the table, because people will say stuff. So he fell in the water. Then he hopped up onto the table, fell in a jar of peanut butter. There was peanut butter all over him. Then he fell out the jar. He climbed out a jar of peanut butter, fell on top of some raisins.
Okay.
There he made
Wow.
ants on a log.
Okay. Yeah, you have, yeah, all that
Yeah,
is in the log. Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
ants on a
girl.
log. So
Kids would like that. That they
yeah,
would. Well, I understand that you're from Jamaica. Woohoo. Do you ever plan to return there and write there or visit? Or I know you'll
Um,
go to visit, but to live maybe?
I'm not sure. Um, it would be nice to return and live in the mountains because I'm a mountain girl. I love mountain,
Mhm,
I love hiking, all of that.
mhm,
But what the crime in our country right now, I'm not
mhm.
sure. And I want to retire somewhere. I don't see
Mhm.
myself retiring in the US. My
Okay.
aim is to be, I would love to be in Europe. So
Oh.
yeah, I would go to Jamaica like for long vacations, but I don't think I would want to live there, like retire there permanently. But
Mhm,
with me, I never make plans. I am just a very spontaneous person.
mhm,
So I just do stuff. So I can't make plans. I don't know because I always allow God to lead. And
mhm,
with me, wherever I leads, I'll follow. So I might say I will never return to Jamaica. But
mhm.
if that's his plan for my life, then what can I do but return to Jamaica? So I
Right.
leave my life in the hands of God. I don't know how to make plans with anything.
That's good. That's fine. And that's a good way to live. I just pray and meditate and I think about how things are going. And I'm a little bit of both. I can be spontaneous and impulsive a lot of times.
Mhm.
So but I try to just make myself just pray and wait for God to tell me, not
Yeah.
just doing what I think God wants me to do, but praying and seeking his face on things. So
Yeah.
yeah, girl. So who first encouraged you to write, if anyone?
Actually, no one. No one.
Okay.
Yeah. It as I said, the thought I just started writing while I was on a train in
Mm-hmm.
Europe and it just stuck. But I've always, even before I started writing, I've always wanted to write and publish a book. So book ideas have been going through my head. And over 15 years ago, I actually wrote a book and I'm still working on it. It's
Mm-hmm.
a play I wrote. So
Oh.
my church usually have a Christmas play every Christmas. And
Mm-hmm.
every Christmas it's always the same play, like the same play. And I was just tired of it. So I said, okay, I'm going to write a play for next year. And then I started writing and I couldn't stop writing.
Oh,
And I
wow.
wrote a big play. And then by the time I finished, the play was too big for the church because we have a small church and it was just too big. It's called Free at Last.
Oh.
And I forgot about that play. It was there sitting down. And then when I was traveling also, I started to convert the play into a book.
Okay.
And I'm still working on it. I just like, I need to be more dedicated to my writing. So that's an unfinished work. And I also, as I said, while I was traveling, I started doing the poems. And
Okay.
I have about 20 something poems.
Mm-hmm.
And that book is called Ode to Travel and Other Short Stories. So I have about 20 something poems and I have short stories. It's still not finished. So that's another incomplete work.
Well, so who's your biggest cheerleader? Who supports you in your writing?
Oh my goodness. My daughter thinks I should stop writing.
Why does she think that?
she I don't she likes it, but she wants me to be more, she wants me to focus on a more 9 to 5 job. And I'm like, that's not me.
Right,
That is not me. I
right,
don't want to be trapped behind 4 walls.
right.
That's not
You're
me.
just out there living your
Yeah.
life, just a free spirit. That's what
I'm
I'm
a
getting
very
from you.
free spirited person. I don't want to be
Mhm.
locked behind 4 walls. So a
Right,
9 to 5 job, like that's not me. That's not
right,
me at all. My
right.
mom, she's my biggest cheerleader. And I feel like she sets a standard that's so high for me that I feel like I can't let her down. She
No.
raves about me. She brags about me.
Is
And
she
I
still in
think,
Jamaica?
oh no, she's here. All my
Okay.
family's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like I can't let her down. The way
Right.
she brags and raves about her daughter. So she sets a bar that's really high, and I
Yeah.
have to live up to that standard.
That's so sweet. I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. Yeah, I brag about my daughter too. Probably too much.
Mhm.
Well, not brag. I'm just so excited for her and happy for her.
Yeah,
When she's little, she had a speech delay and sensory issues and all of that we went through. And now she's in college and
that's
doing her little
amazing.
thing and on
Mhm.
scholarship. We haven't had to pay a dime. I mean, I'm just
Wow,
very
that's
excited
amazing.
about that.
Yeah. But if I must say, I have some truly like
Mhm.
amazingly wonderful, sincere friends in my life. I have
Mhm.
amazing friends who have my back 100%. So I'm
Right.
very grateful and thankful for that. My family, I have a very close-knit family where really we look out for each other. So
Yeah,
I'm surrounded by good people. I'm
that's
surrounded by good
amazing.
people.
I
Yes.
love that. Well, if you could change anything about your journey, what would you change and why?
You know what? I don't think I would ever change anything about my journey because even though it was not a perfect journey,
Mhm.
mistakes and whatever I made throughout my life, those has only served to make me stronger. Because if
Yeah.
those, because sometimes we don't realize that those things can happen until it happens to us. And
Mhm.
those are mistakes that we make. Well, I wouldn't say mistakes because everything happens for a reason.
Right.
We don't know the
Yes.
reason why they happen, but as this song says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
So true. That is
Yeah.
so
So
true.
I would not change anything about my journey. Not one thing. I appreciate every journey, every obstacle, because
Mhm.
in the end, I've overcome them all. And that's why I'm here talking to you. So I would not change one thing.
Well, if you weren't writing, what would you be doing right now if you weren't a writer?
I would still be doing the same things because writing is just a part-time gig, it's not a full-time gig. So even
Okay.
if I wasn't writing, I would still need to make a way of living, which I'm
Right.
still doing right now. So writing doesn't take up any time from, it
Mhm.
doesn't take away any of my time because I do it at my own free will and when I have the time and when I have when I'm in the mood, because I
Right.
cannot write unless I'm in the mood.
I know. And writer's block is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes it's like, I can't think of a thing to write about, or what am
Mhm.
I going to put, and then you have to just put it aside for a little bit and
Mhm.
do other things, clear your head, and go back to it. So
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's how I
Um,
write. I don't think about writing.
right.
I'll be here like doing something like whatever, or walking or driving, and then the idea just comes into my head. Like the thought, the idea to do this just come to write something, and
Mhm.
I start, and it just flows easily like nothing. I'll write a
Right.
book in like 10 minutes, from start to finish in 10 minutes,
Mhm.
just the idea. And then
Okay.
after, I'll just go back and expand on it.
Okay. You write maybe like more of a like an outline
Yes,
with
yes.
a little bit more than an outline, but generally like an outline, and then you can go and fill it back in.
Yeah,
Sounds
like a rough draft. Yeah, and then I'll just go
yeah.
and work on it.
Okay. Well, okay, so you said that you got this new Veggie Up series that's coming
Mhm.
out. We'll see that soon, I know. And that you are just enjoying your life right now. But let me ask, what's next for you?
What's next for me? As I
Yes.
said, I don't know. I cannot make plans. That's one thing I don't know how to do. I don't know how to make plans, and that's something I don't want to know how to do. So if you're asking me what's next, I have no clue because
So
I don't
you say
see.
you have no plans, but like what about like for saving for your for your old age and your 401k or saving and all that?
That's an automatic thing to my job.
Yeah, okay.
401k and all
Are
of
you
that.
doing all that? Okay, I was, because
Yeah.
when you say you're making no plans, like, we're not
I
getting
don't
any younger over here.
I don't make plans for old age. I
Okay.
seriously don't. I try to live in the moment, because if I'm making plans for my old age, thinking about my old age, I'm going to miss the moment I'm in right now.
Well,
So I try to enjoy the moment. I take it one day at a time. I don't worry about tomorrow. I enjoy this very moment.
that's
That's how
true.
I am.
But you don't want to be 70 and not have enough money to live off from either.
I don't
So,
think about that.
but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, you
I
know,
try not to
because
think.
I mean, but it doesn't hurt to put up for. I mean, that's what our ancestors did. I mean, I know my daddy did it, and the people, you know, they put up for their old age, you know, but they still enjoy their life. Like they didn't take all their money and put it up, you know, but they were so comfortable. Like my parents, I can talk about, you know, they still lived comfortably. They had a nice house. They had what they wanted, what they needed, you know, but they were still saving for like a rainy day emergencies
Yep.
and for when they got older. And, you know, my daddy, you know, when, you know, he was older and then he died, he had a whole lot of money saved. I mean, a lot more than I could ever imagine that he would have. But, you know, but that money ended up they needed to use that because my dad had dementia, my mama had Alzheimer's. So they had to be in an assisted living place, and that's what paid for it. And they were in a really nice place, you know, with the table, you know, until they got more, you know, until it was too much to live in a place like that. But it was nice. They had a tablecloths, white tablecloths. They had their choice of dinner. I mean, it was really nice. So you know, but I hear you. I want to have a great time now, but I want to be prepared for the future too. But
yes, I save for rainy days. I don't plan for when I get old. There's always savings for rainy days. So that's something I believe in. Is I save.
Okay.
But
That's
my
good.
focus is not on saving for retirement. I don't know what stage I'm going to be in when I retire. I don't know if I'm going to live to see retirement. So therefore, I don't believe in planning for that stage. I believe in enjoying my life, enjoying each moment that I live right now. So my main focus is on enjoying the moment that I'm in, enjoying the now. Because a lot of
I think I can see your point, but I don't want to. I mean, I've seen people, old people, like in their 70s, pushing 80, working at Walmart. I don't want to be that person. So therefore, for me, you know, I'm going to have money saved. So like I'm retired right now. I'm 53. I'm retired. And which is early. A lot of people say, oh, that's early to retire. But I'm living my best life. It's like this podcast. You know, I'm working, I'm doing the work I want to do. I'm volunteering, I'm writing my books. I'm, you know, I can, if I need to go travel to see my daughter, I can do it, you know. So I mean, I like that whole impulsivity thing, but I'm like you, but then again, I want to have a little something over here just in case. I don't want to be 80 at Walmart.
No, you know? Well, you know what? If we're sometimes you're 80 at Walmart for boredom because there's nothing else they have to do, so they want to get out and do something.
That's not the case here. The people I'm talking about, that's not the case. They have to work because they did not save and they have no money and they have to be at Walmart or whatever working because they don't have any money.
There should always be something for rainy days. Okay, but my focus is not going to be on saving for my retirement while I'm missing out the now. I'm going to enjoy my now. Right. So that's my thing. I want to enjoy my now. And that's what I'm doing, enjoying my now.
I agree. Enjoy your now. But I'm just saying, make sure you have enough rainy day so you're not working at Walmart at 80, not wanting to. That's all
I'm
I'm
moving
doing.
with you.
Come on, girl. Come on. Come in.
Yes.
Come on, girl. You can come.
I'll
You can
pack up
stay
my
in
stuff
our
and move
basement.
in with you.
Come on, girl. But yeah, I feel you, girl. I mean, I'm like, hey, I want to enjoy my life. I get that. I feel that. Yes.
Do you know what I really would love to do, to be honest?
What?
I tell everybody, I want to be a professional nomad.
Oh, that's interesting. Just travel along.
Just travel. I want to be a gypsy. Like, that's just my dream, just to be free spirited, travel the world with no cares, as long as I have a base.
Yes. Yeah.
Having a base is important.
Yes, it is. Because you have to have, eventually you might get a little tired, like, I need about 6 months chill before I go back to my traveling. I love it. Okay, girl, where can my listeners find you?
Okay. I'm on Facebook, Sherrel Campbell.
Okay.
Instagram, the Murphy Bear. And she creates adventure. That's my personal page. I just started again.
Ooh,
I had She Around the World, but they hacked it. They took it over. So now I started a new page. She Creates Adventure.
Okay.
And I have the Murphy Bear, and I also have my my website, themurphybearshop.com.
Okay, I'll have all of that in the description, y'all, so y'all don't remember all that.
Yes. But all my books are on Amazon too.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask, where you can find, where I can find your book. So just Amazon, or do you also sell them at online on your website?
Yes, Amazon on my website, and then they're available like through Barnes and Noble, to Walmart, and all those other stores.
Okay.
Well, and through me.
What now?
And through me.
Oh, of course. Well, let me just say, I have enjoyed you so much. It's just been so awesome just sitting here talking with you. And guys, Sherrel is one of my author friends. Since I've been writing and going into these different communities of authors, I have author friends. So she's one of my author friends. And I just really appreciate you being here today. I am so proud of you and so happy that you are just writing and living your life. And guys, I forgot to tell y'all a little quick fact about Miss Campbell, Miss Sherrel. She has been to 61 countries. 61. Isn't that amazing? Girl, when you go to the next country, take me. I want to go.
Of course, most definitely. The only way I'll take you if you share your retirement with me.
I don't think my husband would like that.
Save enough for you from India, and I'll take you.
Girl, we're going to have to refinance our house because we don't want to be 80 trying to pay. We moved into this house 6 years ago. And almost 6 years ago. And we're like, we're going to refinance or something because we don't want to be in our 70s trying to pay off this house. That's a no-go. So no, not happening. So anyway, sister, it was so awesome meeting you actually in the flesh, because I've seen you on Facebook, of course, but just being here with you has been awesome and great. And thanks so much for coming on. You've made me laugh. We've laughed and talked about retirement, talked about everything. It has been amazing. But guys, be sure to go to Sherrel's social media accounts. Look her up. Buy Murphy Wears a Mask. Buy all her books. They're amazing. I need to get the broccoli book. I can't wait. I'll get them from my nephews and nieces. But thanks again, and you be blessed.
It was my pleasure being on, my dear. Enjoy life. God bless you.
Thank you, darling. Bye-bye. Oh. Okay, so again, I really did enjoy Sherrel. I want you guys to remember to like and share my YouTube, my YouTube channel, my Just Jen podcast channel, Just Jen Live, Instagram, Just Jen Live, Twitter, Just Jen Live. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you. I just appreciate you taking the time out to watch me and my podcast and my friends. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys, please, in the comments somewhere, I want you to just think of some things that you would like to talk with me live. I want Thursdays to eventually be the day, a live day that we just talk about just different things, just you and I on Facebook. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.